They completely soaked the sandwich in sauce.
Yo!
Yo! Juicy, tangy, moist, gourmet level burger.
That's robust.
Safe to swallow. Juicy, tangy, moist.
Cheeseburger.
Get it all over my face. Gourmet level burger. Tangy zip, whirl, moist
burger.
Yummy and robust. Yo! I have gout. Gout is a disease that makes my acid levels much higher than most people's. And so if I eat certain foods, my acid level elevates, skyrockets, and then I get all giant swelling and incredible pain in my joints. So I'm gonna eat this burger live with you today and share what I think about it. I'm sure people are gonna be asking me questions about it. Yo! Juicy, tangy, moist, gourmet level, timed release of flavors. Burger.
That's robust.
Juicy, tangy, moist burger. Get it all over my face. Gourmet level burger. Tangy, whirl, moist
burger.
Yo! Gow, 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 gow.
Cheeseburger.
My hand is completely covered in sauce. Hey, stupid. I have depression, you dumb fuck. I actually have it. I know what it feels like, alright? So, if you disappeared today, no one would care. I have depression. I know what it feels like. I actually have it, you dumb fuck. I know what it feels like. That fuck. Slow day, all day, I'm depressed. Record low views, thumbs down, I'm depressed. I have depression. I have depression. Whale tail, I'm drinking and I'm thinking, but I have this nagging in the back of my head that's telling me you're a loser. You have no power over anyone on this planet. You're the epitome of a waste of life. Hey, stupid. I have depression. I know what it feels like. I actually have it, you dumb fuck. I know what it feels like. That fuck. Slow day, all day, I'm depressed. Record low views, thumbs down, I'm depressed. I have depression. I have depression. I have depression. I know what it feels like. I actually have it, you dumb fuck. I know what it feels like. That fuck. Slow day, all day, I'm depressed. Record low views, thumbs down, I'm depressed. I have depression. I have depression. That fuck, you stupid loser. You think you know anything about anything in real fucking life? You know nothing. Meerkat Bob. Who?
Baseball, basketball, shorts, cigarette, wiener dog, surfboard, ping pong, rugby ball, wiener dog, skiing down on the beach, sports. naked girls and naked boys do the dance down on the beach. Smoking dope, shorts, cigarettes,
Meerkat Mall.
Peter ball. Getting high in the morning, buying things off the internet.
Meerkat Mall. Meerkat Mall.
Sports.
Ain't nobody.
Getting high in the morning, and not answering calls. Volleyball, beach ball, ping pong.
Bruh.
Fuck all you hoes!
Ain't nobody.
Sunglasses on,
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die! That's right!
Ain't.
Meerkat Mall. Meerkat Mall. Meerkat Mall.
Yes. Happy 2026. Let me just check the mic. I think is loud enough. Let's do one more song. I think everything works. This one is even live on Kick. That's crazy. I even have the soundboard back, or at least parts of it, but I still have all the sounds. I even have all these new sounds now. Oh, we can be so bad at this. It'll be so bad. Anyways, one more song as I prepare everything, as people show up and things exist. What do we have here? Wow, the YouTube suggestions are weird. Okay, here's this.
Push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache, but it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus, it never ends. It works its way inside. If the pain goes on, I have screamed until my veins collapsed. I've waited as my time's elapsed. Now all I do is live with so much faith. I've wished for this, I've bitched at that. I've left behind this little fact: you cannot kill what you did not create. I've got to say what I've got to say, and then I swear I'll go away. But I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. I guess I'll save the best for last. My future seems like one big past. You're left with me cause you left me no choice. I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. If the pain goes on, I'm not gonna make it. Put me back together or separate the skin from bone. Leave me all the pieces, then you can leave me alone.
All right, let's go. I think. Yeah. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the chocolate starfish.
Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's a new year. It's the same old Sway. The same old gay Sway. We're back in the mix. It's January 2nd. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you had a good holiday season, but we are now back to business. Do we have some updates on the DSP front after the Christmas thing. Well, he had a big crash out meltdown yesterday, so I guess that's what we got right now. And also something else, some other clips that I will find. And today is just kind of, let's recap, let's look at some stuff. Let's watch the podcast from yesterday, because that was a lengthy segment, I tell you. I saw like 2 minutes of it on Twitter, and I was like, okay, we need to watch this. This is a thing that exists. So we're going to go to the official... What the fuck is this Photoshop? Okay, well, this is the Black Ops 7 Madness stream. Look at this. Awesome thumbnail. And then we have DSP tries out Tainted Grail as a chill night stream. I guess the game got relegated. Oh yeah, huge update, obviously. The goals are back, but they're not really called goals now. It's kind of just a making DSP happy thing. It's not even a goal, it's just something that it doesn't make any sense. And trying to explain it even makes it make even less sense, which I didn't even think was possible. So, okay, let's just focus on yesterday, get through that. It's going to be a pain. It's going to be suffering. It's going to be chill, interactive fun, of course. But the new goal shit is very funny, and we're going to definitely talk about that too. So first, let's go here and listen to DSP's visions of 2026. As you can see, he's wearing a very stylish hoodie. The hoodie itself is all right. It's a hoodie with some blue pattern, but it looks weird on him because everything looks weird on him. Like he's like a 65-year-old guy.
I'm absolutely excited for the new year. I hope you are too. Today, what we're going to do, like I said...
Oh, and we have background music again, which is great. It's not as loud this time.
Reminisce a bit about the year that was.
That doesn't mean it's good.
And we're going to discuss, things that are going to change and or improve in 2026 as a direct result of some of the things that we saw happen, to be honest, just in the last few months, that I think are going to improve things around here. Notably, me muting my mic whenever I need to make some kind of a bodily function noise like I just did.
This is not an improvement for 2026. This has been a thing that he claimed was improved since like 2023 or at least 2024. So yeah, this is nothing new, him muting himself. And before that, before it was an improvement, it was something that he didn't want to do at all because no one cared about it, and his real viewers got used to him burping and snorting and all the other noises. Did he say bodily noises? Definitely. That's the best way you can say it.
Notably, me muting my mic whenever I need to make some kind of a bodily function noise.
What a great notable change. The RGBs are going crazy again. I don't believe Jade is looking at this with his eyes, because that would be definitely dangerous.
So much easier with all my new equipment. I mean, just in the last...
Absolute visual diarrhea. This is literally just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. And I think I complain about it every time, but it's because it's something that is worth complaining about every time. It's so distracting. It is so lacking in any kind of content or style. It's just flashing lights. It's actually just jingling keys in front of your face. That's all it is.
Month, the dramatic amount of improvements that have happened around here as a
dramatic amount of improvements is the same stream, is the same podcast as it was in 2021. Exactly the same. If anything, it's worse now because of all of these changes. Because even back then, it would have some sort of a structure. It was essentially be the exact same thing every day. He would look at Twitter news and make up something to be mad about and then crash out about it. And now it's not even this. It's kind of nothing. Nothing and flashing lights.
Doing all these hardware improvements, it's like night and day amazing, isn't it? To be able to play any surround sound.
I don't get surround sound. I don't really get that as a guy.
To be able to actually have great controls that work when I play Call of Duty. So
always had that. He always had that. He's constantly using like $400 controllers, man. What are we talking about? All of these, and this is the first things he wants to mention. This is the first thing that pops up in his brain as like huge meaningful improvement, is that he gets better sound quality and that he bought himself like a keyboard and mouse that he had beforehand. He's always been using the highest level gear that you can, and peripherals and headphones and shit.
I'm not massively.
Everything he buys is the latest and greatest gimmick.
flagged, to have a microphone that's sounding amazing, to have background music that people have asked me for so many years instead of dead air.
Notice this is ultimately, I think I said that before, but I've said everything before. I'll say it again. This is ultimately the punchline of this whole thing is you guys been asking for this for years and now we are here. So cough it up. This is it. This is it. This is the whole point.
All of these great improvements that now are going to be implemented in the new year, but
they are already implemented and they already have zero effect.
Not just equipment upgrades, but mentality upgrades.
Oh, he's going to upgrade his mentality. Okay, let's hear that.
The way that I tackle content. Instead of me being the old dinosaur who basically plays games to their completion every single time, but because of that, I end up only sticking with a few games. Instead, we can branch out and do things a little differently this year. And
he was also this last year and the year before and the year before. This at least 3 years straight, he's been what he is describing that he wants to be in 2026. He's already been that. If a game doesn't make enough money, we drop it. If a game doesn't get enough views, we drop it. If a game is too annoying for him to complete, we drop it. That's it. But until now, we've been trying to pretend like that's not happening. But now we won't even bother with that.
I definitely think that's the attitude that I want to have. Is I would much rather be a guy who explores a lot of games and then focuses in on a few that are great, rather than the guy that plays only a few games but plays them for months and a lot of people get bored.
Yeah, this is what many people have been saying that he should do for years. Of course, as he mentioned, what he didn't mention is that most of those people have been detractors. And that's why he didn't take that advice. Because it's people that don't like him giving him advice. Which is great. I hope he doesn't take any detractor advice whatsoever.
Okay? I know that's going to be a big change.
It's not a big change.
Talk about how I'm going to tackle that in a moment. Because for a lot of people, they're like, wait, what? But aren't you the guy that does full playthroughs of all games? So every time we see you start a game, we can depend that you're going to finish it?
No, he hasn't been that since 2014, maybe? Since he became a streamer. No, he's not that guy. And he told you multiple times in the last 3 years that he's not that guy anymore. You can find the clips. There's like 5 different clips.
Well, the thing is, almost no one does that anymore. That's a very outdated mentality.
Oh, and DSP also doing what everyone does now. I thought he was different. He was different, remember? He did everything differently. And he had to do it differently because he was a different guy. And everyone that was doing it the same was lame and a shill. And they were trash. And their shit sucked and they only did it for money and clout. Because, right, that's the point of hype. That's the point of current trends, is to cash in on them for money and clout. That's what Phil says. And now he wants to be that guy. That's awesome.
Means is that you're limiting the games that you're going to explore. And to be honest, the reason that I really did that in the past is very simple, okay? Because I didn't have a lot of funds. I just didn't have the means to jump about and say, let's try a game today and a game today.
That's mega bullshit. Mega turbo ultra bullshit. Because even when he was begging like a dog to save his house, there were free games all the time. Game Pass exists. PlayStation Plus exists. He gets emails constantly for people proposing to give him free games. This is so bullshit. It's so bullshit. It's insane.
In a game today, I couldn't do it. You know, I bought a game or 2 or 3.
Even after he saved the house, when it was like post-bankruptcy, he was still broke. Game Pass existed. He had Game Pass nights where there's hundreds of games on there that he could rotate. Yeah, that's a load of bullshit, Phil.
Games a month.
And this, what is even funnier to me is he is telling this to people who allegedly have been watching him for years. So obviously you would think about it in your brain and be like, this guy is lying because what he's saying that he's going to do this year, he has been doing for the last couple of years. But I guess you're requiring too much from the DSP audience, the DSP target demographic.
And I had to focus on those games. And now things are very, very different thanks to all of you. So now we have the ability to explore more. DSP Gaming can now be a channel where you get exposure to a wide variety of different kinds of games to see if they're your cup of tea, to see if they float your boat and if it's something that you would like to check out. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying yourself. If you're having a good time, then stick around, because if I do a good playthrough, you probably want to watch the whole thing, right? So
But what if you don't? What if you don't? What if I'm having fun, but the whale that is paying for like half of his life isn't having fun or is just doing something else? So he just stops playing the game entirely. That's interesting.
it's definitely one of the biggest things that's going to change this year. Like Broden just said it in chat, games are also releasing at a way higher rate now. With indie games in the mix, it's almost daily.
That's also always been a thing because indie games have existed. And he likes to think that indie games exist only exclusively on PC, which is nonsense most of the time. Of course, PC has a plethora of indie games that aren't on consoles, but that is no longer a problem for him. And it wasn't a problem for him a couple of years ago when he got the mini PC and he was playing indie games on PC.
Exactly right. You got
Exactly right.
to think back when I started on YouTube as a content creator, at most in a given month, you'd have 10 big releases at most.
Why are we talking about 2009, 2008, 2010?
And that was on a month that was heavy, right? Now, you're talking nearly daily, you've got a new game dropping. So, with that much going on, it definitely makes more sense as a person who is covering gaming and the industry that I would...
Oh, okay. I noticed this with many people. This is what I call the hand-gina. I hate when people do it. This is something that in like public speaking classes, the teacher is going to teach you to do, so you don't have your hands idle when you're making a speech. But most people would do it too robotically and just like put their hands together just like this as a hand-gina. And not only is it like weird looking, it's also very distracting. So please don't do it. There's more natural ways of doing the hand-gina.
basically be covering more games. Doesn't mean I'm going to play them all to completion, but I want to do a more exploratory style content this year where we do a lot of streams where we're doing game tryouts and things like that. And hey, if they're good and they stick, we play more. And also, you got to understand that maybe not every game will be good long term. Maybe we'll play a game 2-3 streams, it's great, and then it fizzles out. I mean, we had a few of those recently. For example, Mega Bonk or Power Wash Simulator 2 or a few others.
So suggestion box was 2 years ago, right? This is exactly what people suggested in the suggestion box, and he called them dunces and idiots. That's exactly what they suggested. Just casual, playing the game. If you end up finishing it because you like it or it's a lot of fun, then you end up finishing it. And if you don't, you don't. Again, this is not a new thing. This has been a thing for a while. But he wants to do it now because now he's fucking desperate. Now we don't get fucking playthroughs anymore. He got, like last week, he missed like 5 goals.
Where we played them 2-3
I mean, not goals, but levels of satisfactory engagement and support. That's not goals.
streams. They worked well, but after a while, you realize you've kind of seen everything the game had to offer, and it gets a little bit on the boring side, so time to move on. And that's okay. Again, we have to get people into the mentality that this is not a channel where every time you come here, I'm playing the same 3 games in their entirety, and this is 3 months of content. Okay? I really do feel that covering more at a faster pace is going to benefit myself, you, and everyone in general. It's going to allow me to be more successful in the new year. This will be one of the major changes that we're going to tackle. In fact,
what I think is going to happen is kind of the opposite effect. Because I think DSP, to a large part, enjoys being in his own space and not having external people look at him and give him attention. And if he plays pretty much every relevant hot game right now, he's going to get clipped a lot. So what happened with Legend of Zelda, what happened with Mario Kart is going to happen 10 times as much in 2026 because he's constantly going to get clipped on Twitter, and those posts are going to get hundreds of likes and thousands of likes and millions of views. So yeah, it's not good. But we're at a place where pretty much nothing he can do is good or is going to have any kind of a positive effect. He's gridlocked. It's over. He's chasing his tail infinity times.
we're going to talk about that right now as we go through the schedule. You'll see there's a couple of games in there that are exploratory games. I don't know if these will pan out to be big playthroughs that'll last months or if they'll just be a couple more streams, okay? Sound good? All right. So, by the way, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the first podcast of the new year. I'm so positive and excited today.
We're going to see exactly how positive and excited he is in a
On the
second.
kick side, we've got Just for Phil. That's a good one. Just for Phil. A Toxic Holdover. Izuna Drop On Kick. Wet Stinky Fishy Queefs. That's a good name.
Why are you even doing this?
Chat, I'm sorry. I really don't know what's going on over there. Maybe it's a glitch or something for the new year. Someone tripped and screwed something up. I don't know. They unplugged a wire or something on the kick side. I don't know. Like to do today.
All right, now we're gonna get the retrospective segment. We're gonna get the propaganda recap of 2025 as seen through DSP. He was also delusional and a liar, so we know this is gonna be very reliable information.
I would like to talk about the year that was 2025. Now, we've already talked about this a few times in hangout sessions and stuff recently. But what I really want to do today is just kind of put it to rest, say goodbye 2025, and talk about what went right, what went wrong, stuff like that. Okay? So first off, 2025, okay, last year started off essentially, how can I say, basically really uncertain, right? I would say so, because if you remember in 2024, I did a collaboration with a bunch of drama farmers on the internet. And the reason I did it...
Now they're relegated to a bunch of drama farmers. And now immediately we need to justify why. As if we didn't do it multiple times, including the one time that we lied about the whole thing being a part of some master plan. Yeah, that happened.
Because I got wind that they were going to start covering me in depth.
What? Now, wait. This is like the 6th King Snake retcon I've heard. What? Okay, we need to hear this whole thing first and then go back.
I remember in 2024, I did a collaboration with a bunch of drama farmers on the internet. And the reason I did it is because I got wind that they were going to start covering me in depth. And I wanted to get ahead of the ball in this one. Rather than just be sitting around and kind of, being behind it and ignoring it, I said maybe this is a case where I could actually get ahead of the drama, get ahead of the nonsense. So I worked with these guys for months. We did content, we did collabs, we did all this stuff. But when 2025 started, basically it had already dried up.
Insane retcon. But I have to give him credit. Even someone as delusional as DSP was able to twist it in a way where it he tried to make it make sense and save face, but it completely fucking failed. So his narrative, this is narrative 65 of the King Snake saga, this the 65th consecutive retcon, is that he somehow caught wind that they were going to start covering him in depth, which I don't even know what that means. They're going to do him a colonoscopy or something? I don't even fucking know. Even though those guys were covering him, they had like, 30 hours of making fun of DSP by the time he reached out to them. But no, he was desperate to get some fucking clout and shit on Review Tech USA because he was afraid, he was deathly afraid, which you can also see in the DMs, that the June the King documentary would fuck his whole vibe up and would completely disillusion the pay pigs. So he wanted to use like a smoke screen as Kino Casino and just join them and do a bunch of bullshit with them, hoping that it would help him do damage control with the June the King stuff, which it kind of did. To his credit, it kind of did. Because people were talking about all kinds of other shit at that time, by the time the June thing dropped. And it gave him the green light to admit that he lied about the champion shit for a bunch of years. So yeah, obviously the retcon we hear right here is a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, I'd only been working with these guys for like 3.5 months, but nothing was really working. I was on their show. It ended up being boring because I'm not a drama guy and I don't give a crap about their stupid lolcow universe that they've created for themselves.
Then why was he constantly being a pick-me bitch in their chat? Why was he constantly fishing for attention? Why was he constantly trauma dumping in the DMs? This makes no fucking sense. This is just such a pathetic fucking cope. This guy legit thought that he had friends in those two guys, which I have no absolutely fucking clue how you could. Like, you need to be mentally ill to the point where your mental illnesses have a bunch of mental illnesses to think that Andy Worski and Triple P would be his friends, actual friends. Come on. You're just trying to save face here, but I don't even know why you would do that. Just don't talk about it, buddy. Every time you talk about it, you just end up making it worse.
So we were brainstorming different kinds of content. And one of the things that we decided to bring back from my past was actually a wrestling commentary show called Smart Guys that I had been running way back when, and like I think it was like 2010 or 2011 through like 2014, but then I had retired it. So me getting back into pro wrestling was definitely going to be a pretty risky thing because I hadn't watched it in so many years. I was aware that one of the people who I had collabed with was a pro wrestling fan. To be honest, I think they're actually a bigger pro wrestling fan than I am. They showed up to the show with multiple title belts that they had spent hundreds of dollars on, and I'm like, I would never do that.
Why not? But you spend hundreds and upon thousands of dollars on pictures. So why is that worse? I actually don't know. Every time there's a mention of somebody else, is some gay ass fucking backhanded diss. That I don't know why he's doing it, because he's the victim in this thing. They clapped him. They humiliated him. He humiliated himself additionally by doing the whole king snake thing that no one fucking believed. And now he's pretty much admitting that no one fucking believed that, so he's just trying to sell you another story. And all of that is on record in the DMs and on fucking live streams. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
But the thing was, which became abundantly clear within about a month, it wasn't really about wrestling like I had wanted it to be. This person essentially wanted to try to farm more drama.
And he did. And he did. And those were the only segments that anyone whatsoever gave a fuck about. And imagine somebody dog walking you on your own show. On your own show.
And obviously it would have...
Like, why would you bring this up? Why would you bring this up recapping the year? Or is he trying to do it to contrast it with the rest of the year that was super positive and amazing? Because, of course, it needs to start badly, and then everything miraculously was fixed because Asmongold smiled at him.
It would have benefited me if the show took off, which it did at first. But ultimately, when the show becomes more about drama than wrestling, what's going to happen is you're only going to get a crowd that wants drama. And if you decide to not do it, or if it just doesn't have anything too interesting in a given week, it just doesn't work. So even trying to farm drama from that fan base only worked a few times. And then after that, the show was drying up with attendance and support and all of that. So, for those who don't know...
I don't know, Phil. I'm going to do the bit where I talk to Phil directly. I don't know if people don't show up for many reasons, but I think one of the reasons people don't show up is you constantly talk about milking and farming and grifting and all kinds of fucking shit that seems scummy, and it makes you look like a fucking scammer. And that's because you are. And that's why people are not showing up, buddy.
Watching pro wrestling
constantly, and you can see in the fucking DMs too, he was just talking about like exploiting stuff for money and for views, which if you want to make fucking YouTube shit is a wrong approach, and it will just end up how DSP ended up. It backfires on you, and then you're the subject of ridicule.
And doing a show like that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time investment because pro wrestling has a lot of very long shows and things that are going on. You've got Raw, you've got SmackDown, you've got...
Bro, come on. Bro, come on. Come on. Come on. There is 1,000,001 wrestling podcasts. Wrestling podcasting is probably one of the easiest fucking types of podcasts you can do. Because you get new content every week, and all you have to do is just watch it, or watch clips on Twitter, or just watch the finish of the matches and some of the promos. You can watch an episode of Monday Night Raw in 30 minutes. At most.
NXT and the other stuff going on in between. You've got all the pay-per-view events, which really aren't pay-per-views
Again, this is too much work for him. It's too much work literally sitting down and watching TV.
Anymore.
And skipping through most of it, because most of the wrestling is skippable. Especially WWE.
I forget even what they call them.
In AEW, at least somebody might fall and break their neck, and then it's like, ooh, did this guy actually fucking is about to die? Or is it just in character?
Now, because they don't call them pay-per-views, but... basically, it's a lot of time investment and a lot of watching stuff in order to be caught up with everything going on with pro wrestling. And to invest that amount of time just to turn on a stream and only have maybe a couple hundred viewers for a collaborative show I mean, this is a
And yeah, I think ultimately that's the answer. YouTube style channel says in chat, damn man, maybe don't do a show about something you don't care about. And that's his whole problem. And that was his whole problem with the Kino Casino saga in general, and his participation in it, is that he didn't care about any of it. He only cared about dissing people that have dissed him before and destroying him as much as possible, as vengeance, as a grudge, which we can see you don't care about the content. You're not making this to destroy Review Tech USA so this could be entertaining to an audience. You're doing it to serve yourself. And therefore, you shouldn't get any views and you shouldn't have people caring about it, because people can smell that. They can sense that you're not doing it because you feel like doing it and you enjoy it.
a guy that when he turns on his stream and does drama content, insulting people all day, he gets thousands of viewers. All of a sudden, we're deciding to do pro wrestling and we can only get a couple hundred.
Yeah, but also, wasn't that show not about the pro wrestling?
I think you can see the difference
You just said the show became not about the pro wrestling.
here, right? And so because of that, you know, it kind of was a stressful time.
Wait.
Maybe a couple hundred viewers for a collaborative show. I mean, this is a guy that when he turns on his stream and does drama content, insulting people all day, he gets thousands of viewers. All of a sudden, we're deciding to do pro wrestling and we can only get a couple hundred.
So this, okay, what kind of fucking diss is that? I know he's trying to suggest that fucking Kino Casino can't get any views unless they're doing drama. But dude, you get less views than them not doing drama. You get that? Like, you're actually still the loser.
You see the difference here, right? And so because of that, you know, it kind of was a stressful time at the beginning of the year. You know, here I was putting in extra effort, extra time, trying to do this crossover stuff, and it just wasn't really working. At the same time, the audience that I had gained by doing the collabs with these guys had already dwindled, because I think people had realized...
Because you're insincere. Because they realized you were insincere, and you're a grifter. And you did the politics thing because you were desperate, and you're a grifter. And you're very disingenuous and insincere. And you did the Kino Casino collabs because you're disingenuous, and you're a grifter. And you didn't care about any of it outside of serving your own ego and making money off of it. And people smell that and leave.
DSP just doesn't do drama content, or he just doesn't want to. It's not that I can't. The few times...
No, it's because he's really bad at it. Can't make it interesting. Unless he is the guy who is being made fun of, in which case he makes it interesting unwillingly. And to some extent, unknowingly.
that I've done it, it went well. People found it entertaining. But I've told you guys, that's just not the kind of guy that I am. All right? I'm not the kind of guy in the modern day that sits here and actively thinks, who can I insult today? Who can I watch and make fun of? Who can I degrade and bring down and just slander or defame? Who can I step on to get ahead today?
Let me see the list. COG, Review Tech USA, at some point Ethan Ralph, even though we hung out with Ethan Ralph later on. And he also hung out with Review Tech USA later on. Who else? iDubbbz, I guess, because Kino Casino was clowning on iDubbbz, and DSP was in their chat clowning on iDubbbz and be like, oh my god, people make fun of me? This guy sucks. They should make fun of him instead.
Okay?
Pretty much everybody Kino Casino had on their shit list, DSP expressed a very performative desire to hate on.
That's not me. Maybe that was me ages ago, 20 years ago, when I was in my 20s and I was a troll in the Street Fighter community. But I have matured and changed as a person.
He was such a bad troll, I love that. He was such a bad troll that people didn't even know he was trolling, so they thought that was his real personality. Plot twist, because it was. He was never trolling.
I feel like I'm a better creator and a better guy than making that kind of content now. And to be honest, I've grown up and just don't want to do it. I'm married. I'm happily married with a wife. And
oh yeah, they do still clown on iDubbbz. I know that, and they are probably clowning on iDubbbz a lot more now, because his wife, Anissa's husband, is iDubbbz, and Anissa is his wife. So she recently said that he has like shit genetics and she never wants to have children with him. And she said this on a podcast they have together, which was a great moment.
I don't need to be causing drama and doing this kind of crap. I think it's beneath me. And quite honestly, it's toxic content on the internet. that helps absolutely no one and actually hurts human culture. Now you might say, oh,
It hurts human culture?
oh my God,
Come on, DSP caring about human culture?
it's not all that serious. But to me, it is.
It is serious to him because people are making fun of him.
Like if all you do every day
It wouldn't be serious to him. He wouldn't give a shit if people were making fun of Review Tech USA and left him alone.
is you
He would just say, well, man, you created that monster. Bleh.
farm toxicity and drama and you hurt people to get ahead, you're actually hurting humanity as a whole. If you didn't exist and didn't make that content, the earth would be a better place. So why would I want to leave a legacy of harmful?
I think the Earth would be exactly the same. If the drama mongers leave, the Earth would be exactly the same. We got bigger problems than Kino Casino making fun of Phil eating corn weirdly.
Toxic crap on this planet.
We got really, as a universe, we have bigger problems than Phil being made fun of for begging for money. That's obvious. That is obvious. But still, it doesn't make it not entertaining.
I don't. And it took a lot.
Just like the world has bigger things to care about than DSP's shitty ass fucking channel and him trying to pay his bills. Like, who fucking cares about that? How is the world and human culture affected by this guy being able to pay his bills, playing shitty video games, and being bad at Mario Kart?
A lot of soul searching to figure that out because I was doing well when I was making that content. I was actually making money and getting views, and every day people were coming to the stream saying, who's Phil going to insult today? Who's he going to react to and slam and, you know, bring down? And it was never about that for
Listen, buddy, if the only time you do some soul searching is when people call you out for years and then you are confronted and completely cornered with the truth to the point where you have to admit it, you're not really doing soul searching. You're just doing what you think people want you to do.
for me, you know? So early on this last year was rough. I was like, man, how am I going to maintain what I'm doing when already I've lost the drama viewers? The collabs I'm trying to do aren't really working. I want to get back on course. I want people to start coming to my streams again for games. In fact, a lot of people who are longtime viewers and fans of mine were actually coming to my streams and saying to me, dude, you've got to like get a reality check here.
He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck. I remember that. Matter of fact, I was there. I was there when people were telling DSP that he turned his back on his original audience. I was there when Jade cried in chat. I was there when he was receiving emails behind the scenes telling him to stop doing drama with Kino Casino because they're going to end up snaking him. And I was there when he told all these people to shut the fuck up and he set a podcast appearance with Keemstar, a podcast appearance with Null from Kiwi Farms, a podcast appearance where he completely felted and destroyed Craig from Side Scrollers. I was there, and I can tell you this all bullshit. We got a nice lip lick here, though. Enjoy the lip lick.
You know, we weren't with you along
Yummy.
this 17-year journey to see it end with you selling out essentially and becoming one of these drama farmers. That's not who you are, or at least that's not who we thought you are. And if you continue down this path, you're going to lose us. I had really longtime fans and viewers contacting me, telling me this heartfelt messages saying, this is going to be it for us if you don't change or if you don't course correct, right? So I had to do that. I had to really soul search a bit and decide what I wanted to do. So let me tell you guys.
Must be really hard to be soul searching as a guy who sold his soul for YouTube views like 15 years ago.
It was not easy to do what I did, to cut ties, to say, I'm just completely done with this and toss these guys off a cliff like I did.
He tossed them off a cliff?
All right.
Oh my God, really?
That there was going to be endless amounts of
How are you going to toss somebody off a cliff if you're on the bottom? Does the bottom go deeper?
harassment, endless amounts of their fan base who had been coming to watch my content were now going to come to stalk and harass my fan base who were there for games. They were going to basically be on my case all year long. I knew this. I knew exactly what was going to result from all of this, okay?
But you loved their fans, though. You loved their fans. That's the one reason he started streaming on Kick, is so Kino Casino fans could watch him easier. He loved them.
But in truth, all right, I feel like everything went as well as it possibly could have gone. I do feel like obviously there was no full positive way for this to go because I wasn't dealing with positivity. I was dealing with toxicity and negativity, and when you do that, there's going to be a time when things are going to blow up negatively no matter what. Like, I just want to make that abundantly clear. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how popular you are, and it doesn't matter how much money you're making. At one point, if you deal with drama, toxicity, and hurting others, it's going to bite you back.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Someone's going to make fun of you? Well, sure. But that's kind of like you agree to this. Obviously. It's kind of the terms of service of doing drama is that eventually someone's going to say, well, you make fun of this guy, but you're gay. That, of course, that's going to happen. Welcome to the internet, bro.
Okay? It's going to blow up in your face.
But of course, this is it's a performative. It's like an Oscar speech. The guy's just receiving his Oscar. So, yeah.
It's going to collapse, and eventually you're going to end up being the focus of the negative limelight. Okay? Now,
even though he was also the focus of the negative limelight as the thing was going on, because don't forget, he was there as a sideshow. He wasn't there as the third host. He wasn't there as a friend of Kino Casino. He was there as a device used to amplify making fun of other people. Because it's more funny when you have a person who people make fun of with you when you're making fun of another person.
now I'm used to that because
It's like, whoa, look at how dramatic this is because Dark Side Phil is making fun of Review Tech USA. Imagine how bad RTU must be if DSP is destroying him. And that's exactly what his purpose was. And of course, they knew that he wouldn't play ball unless he was making bank, so he kind of had to.
I've been through it for how many years, but I knew that it was probably going to blow back on the content, and it did to some extent. You know, earlier on, I'd say probably around March, April, and May of last year, a lot of people were like, man, maybe Phil made the wrong choices. But ultimately, if you take a look at the entirety of 2025,
Ultimately, the right choice was to grift a bunch of money.
and how I was able to then turn that around completely
No?
and course correct and become positive again and have it be all about the positive content, gaming.
Yeah, yeah. I told you. I told you he's going to use this whole thing with Kino Casino as contrast to how the rest of the year was. And the rest of the year was amazing. Everyone loves him now, except everybody, and he's still falling off.
And the like, rather than that toxic crap. I think you'll see that things came out really well by the end of the year. I feel like this was a necessary evil. That doing what
No, this is a necessary cope. This is a necessary cope, buddy. It was nothing about that was necessary. You just wanted to make some quick money and make fun of Review Tech USA because he made fun of you. Why don't you just say it like that?
As they say, needed to be done because it allowed me to be seen in a different light. It really did. Instead of it just being Phil's the guy.
Because, like, he could have so easily just fucking said, you know what? I don't fucking like Review Tech USA. I think he's a fat retard and I want to make fun of him because he made fun of me. So I went to his enemies and I made fun of him with them. And people like that and I made a bunch of money. So I decided, why not keep doing it? Sure. Just fucking say that. Come on. We don't need the fake fucking positivity, the fake moral fagging Dark Side Phil, because everybody knows he's not like that. Everybody knows he's just a spiteful, bitter piece of shit who's angry. You don't need to pretend to be the Mr. Rogers of the internet.
Who gets, you know,
It's just that's just not him.
and he's the meme and everything. Instead, it became, well, maybe some people will actually give Phil a chance to get looked at in a light that's more neutral.
Where are they? Where are they? We're not counting the sock accounts that have been made in the last 2 weeks that leave comments under his videos, pretending that they've been watching him since Asmongold made love to him. Come on.
And when that happened, all of a sudden, people realized 90% of the stuff that's said about me is nonsense, and the other 10% that's true isn't really bad. It's just baloney, right? It is. It's
What?
just things that people hype up literally in order to get positivity, or excuse me, popularity for themselves, to get clickbait,
What?
to make money on stolen monetized videos. None of it matters.
It doesn't matter? Well, obviously that's what you're going to say because you're the guy accused of doing all these things. And not just accused, but being forced to confess to doing them. Of course they don't matter. Of course they're not a big deal.
It's just bullshit. And if anything, in 2025, I want you to think about how much stuff we ditched, right? I want you to think about this.
Okay, let's go.
Mobile game nonsense, the WWE champions bullshit, all that is gone. Doesn't
What is it? What do you mean is gone? It got proven correct. What do you mean is gone? You got proven to be a liar. So, of course, this case closed because we got to the bottom of it. There it is. And Phil was guilty.
matter anymore. It's all dead. It's dead topics. It's in the past. It doesn't even affect me or apply to me anymore.
So you got away with it, is what you're trying to say? I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. You still lied to your fans. You still defrauded your fans by pretending you're fundraising for something else and then spending the money on microtransaction. You scammed the government, which is tax fraud, and you scammed the government again, which is bankruptcy fraud. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay? How about all the long-running memes about DSP is an ongoing beggar?
What?
DSP is someone
Yes?
who's only in it for the money.
Yes? Yes? Didn't we just confirm that?
DSP is all about his goals, and that's all he cares about, right?
Yes, that is true up until like a month ago, and then he performatively stopped using the goals, but the goals still exist.
Right? Well, guess what? There's no more goals.
Yes, there is. But now it's just called the making Phil happy thing. That's it. It's just not called the goal. Oh, this guy is such a fucking fraudster. He's so naturally disingenuous and insincere. I despise people like this. He's the worst type of person.
Over a month. In fact, well over a month now. And I'm not doing goals. We're not trying to hit our...
And what I think it even makes it worse that he's so scummy and sleazy, and he's not even like a hardcore criminal. He's not even lying about like robbing a fucking bank or killing somebody or kidnapping somebody. He's doing all this fucking shit over money that he spent on mobile games and begging people for money on the internet. This is what I think it even makes him lower and more pathetic. That we have to do all this fucking 10 stages of delusion over people making fun of him on the internet because he's a fucking loser.
Milestones. In fact, when it comes to DSP tries it, when it comes to monthly marathon.
He's just desperately trying to convince you of things that he doesn't himself believe. Look at these eyes shooting left and right, trying to piece it all together and make it fucking make sense. Look at the mental gymnastics. You can see the little drunk hamster running on that wheel in his brain in real time.
We don't have to qualify for them. I just do it. Just for fun.
Whoa. I can't believe this. We no longer have to pay $1,500 for this guy to eat a sandwich? That's incredible. You should be given infinite amount of views and subs.
By the end of 2025, I became the master of my own destiny.
No? What? What? The master of his own destiny who is constantly groveling at other people to do collabs with him that will elevate him and help him be more successful? How is that being the master of your own destiny? I think even in the dictionary, this is called being a fucking cuck.
For the first time in a very long time. Instead of it being all about doing this and hitting this and having to do that, none of that applies anymore.
I've heard the same speech like 6 times, and it always ends up applying again. We will, at the end of the year, come back to this segment, and it will have aged badly at least 5 times.
Okay? So, great stuff, right? Absolutely amazing. And I'm just so happy that things have changed for the better. I really am.
Sure.
Right? I'm just
You look really happy, dude. You're glowing.
very excited. Here's the hilarious part, because people always react to what I say.
Okay. And again, I like saying that you shouldn't react in real time to what your chat is saying, and you shouldn't get derailed by what your chat is saying, because stream chat is reactionary. And if you react to a reaction, that's like you're making it messy as fuck. And then, of course, you are the guy who ends up looking bad because that guy in chat is just a random fucking anonymous guy. But DSP, obviously, what makes him so entertaining is he doesn't understand any of that. So he would gladly go out of his way to make a complete ass of himself, complete fool of himself, and this is one of those times.
Someone literally just posted in the Kick Chat. Of course, it's the Kick Chat. They go, down from the rafters, which is the account that I used to own in a mobile game. Last active 25 minutes ago.
How could you tell? How does that work? The API on the website doesn't tell you if somebody is active until like 2 days later once it refreshes the data. So I don't know how that guy saw it, but obviously a random fucking guy said something random in the stream chat that you cannot verify, and he doesn't want to verify because he's doing this on purpose.
Are you retarded? I've been on camera for 25 minutes and 5 seconds.
Okay. And you can play the game on a laptop, which is what he did when he was streaming it. You can play the game on a phone that is off camera. You don't even need to play the game. You just need to be logged in. So these are 3 ways why this is bullshit. And this explanation doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not saying that he was active, and pretty much I'm saying that it's very difficult to confirm if he was active or not within a short period of time. But his excuses here are so fucking mind-numbingly bullshit that it's just very fun to pick him apart and call him out.
Duh! I'm not playing the mobile games anymore. I haven't been for a long time. I've been done with them. The fact that you just posted that in the chat proves that I'm not who you say I am, and all your shit is bullshit. Literally.
Literally, it's proof. Random no one said something in chat literally proves my point.
Like right there, it says I've been recording for 25 minutes and 33 seconds. I've been broadcasting for 45 minutes, including setting up and chatting with everyone.
Yeah, none of that means anything. You can be on a laptop. You have like 15 screens on there. Come on, man. None of that is an actual excuse.
I'm not sitting here playing mobile games. It's fucking impossible.
It is absolutely possible. And you don't need to be playing it. You just need to have it open.
So what are you talking about, you idiot? And this is the point I'm making. None of this matters anymore.
None of it matters, especially the things that are true and that he's been cornered into admitting. That specifically he didn't want to admit for years because they make him look very bad. And they make him look like he scammed his audience, which is exactly what he did.
It used to be like the focal point of my existence on the internet is that people would talk about this nonsense.
And then it got confirmed to be true. So it is still relevant because we have confirmed that's true.
But now it's literally only the content farmers. All right? Literally, that's it. They're the only ones who care, them and their defunct.
But who else outside of that even cared about DSP to begin with? Like the Asmongold audience? Whoa, they care so much about DSP every time Asmongold makes fun of him.
The mouth-drooling audiences, that doesn't affect me.
I think, ultimately, this is a cope of him realizing that even after Asmongold gave him the coveted shout-out, somehow he needs to deal with the fact that people just don't find him interesting in the way that he wants, and they never will. And I don't think there's a piece of content or some kind of a gimmick that he would do sincerely that would convey to people that he enjoys it and they would actually like it back. It's just impossible. It is impossible because he is never, I guess, meant to be an entertainer. He is so incompatible with the whole idea of entertaining an audience. And he's so cowardly to actually even try. And he's so lacking in passion to actually even put in effort to come up with a refined idea that might even work. And he's even bad at ripping off other people's gimmicks, which I don't even know how you can be bad at. He's bad at ripping off other people's backgrounds and studios. He's bad at ripping off other people's formats. How the fuck is he even bad at reacting to videos? He's just fundamentally incompatible with that. And he's trying to brute force himself into a career that is just not for him. That somehow through sheer force of shamelessness and ego, he has managed to retain all these years by brainwashing a small subset of people. But of course, he needs to come to terms with the fact that people just don't like him like that. They don't like him like that.
It doesn't. More people are giving me a chance to come check me out honestly. Just take a look at the stream and see if you like what you see.
Yeah, Phil. But you think that the answer to that question is that if they give you an honest chance, they will inevitably end up liking you, which is not true. Which is not true. So I encourage wholeheartedly, like I usually do, don't trust me, go and watch him, give him a fair shake, sit through a stream of his, and make up your own opinion. Because I'm confident in what I say, and I'm confident in when I'm saying that you're gonna fucking dislike it and think it's trash. So there you go. Go check it out.
And if you do, stick around.
And Asmongold was one of the biggest proofs you can get, because it was the stars aligned. He got everything he wanted. He got an hour-long conversation that pretty much he called the shots, and he decided where the convo was going to go, and he gave himself a huge fucking shout-out. That video got 1 million views, and like, what, a month later, we are back to level 1. We're missing goals that, well, are not even supposed to exist. We're having boardroom segments asking people for feedback, which is what he usually does when he's desperate and he's missed a couple of goals. And now we're making big sweeping changes to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of streaming, which is something he should have done like 5 years ago, but he didn't want to do because he's dark side fucking Phil.
And if you don't, that's fine, but at least you give it a shot. Now, I know that I'm never going to blow up and become viral and be a big content creator again like I was back in the day.
He was never viral back in the day, and he wasn't even all that big of a content creator back in the day. He was a small fish in a small bowl, and then he became a small fish in a big bowl, and now he's a small fish in an ocean. So good luck with that.
But at the same time, I have no aspirations to do that. I just want to be me. I just want to chill.
But that's not him. That's the thing. He wants to be the opposite of his personality, which he's not convincing enough. He's not a good actor. And it just ends up being unbelievable. And you just can't buy into that character, that persona. Because, like, I Show Speed, right? I Show Speed is one of the huge streamers that I can actually respect, and I understand why people like him. He has, if he's a character, which I don't know enough about him to know, if he's a character, he's a damn convincing character, and he's a joyful and fun character. And he travels around the world making content that he seems to enjoy doing, and it ends up being interesting and positive, which I can respect, unlike many of the other big streamers, but it is what it is.
Have a good time, enjoy games, interact with you, and make a living doing it. That's all I ask. I'm not asking to be rich and famous. I'm not.
You're still asking for too much, because DSP making a living is very different from your regular person making a living.
I'm not asking for big collabs. I'm not asking to.
I'm not asking for much, just a lot.
Get everything.
Come on.
And become a millionaire and drive a Lamborghini around Renton, Washington. All I'm saying is I just want to have a nice, safe, solid, enjoyable life and chill with you guys.
That's also a lot to ask for. That's what kind of fucking entitled bitch would ask for that? And I don't think it's unreasonable to want that from life, because everybody wants that from life. Everybody wants a peaceful life where you don't have to stress out to make a living, and you get to have 5 snack pizzas a day delivered by an immigrant. Obviously, everybody fucking wants that in life. I'm just trying to say that this dude is so fucking spoiled and entitled. He doesn't even realize how much he's demanding and feeling entitled to when putting in, I don't know, 50% less than the bare minimum.
And make a living doing it. I think that's not too much to ask for the amount of time and effort that I've put into this.
None of that matters. His level of effort is 1% of a regular person's level of effort, because he is talentless and lacks passion and curiosity. And the time that he's put in this is completely irrelevant. You can put in 16 hours a day at sitting on the floor and staring at the ceiling, and still that means nothing. It means nothing. The time you spend doing something means nothing. I'm sorry.
And you guys,
if you spend, matter of fact, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you spend literal tens of thousands of hours of doing something and you're still dog shit at it. That's a really bad thing.
have shown me that. Like, basically by the end of 2025, what I saw is that if I stayed the course, I ignored the white noise nonsense, and I just kept doing what I'm good at.
What is he good at? Can he break down what he's good at and why?
That people would see the light. And eventually by the end of the year, with Asmongold getting wind of me, getting harassed by people on the internet, giving me a
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, he got wind of Phil getting harassed.
I'm good at, that people would see the light. And eventually by the end of the year, with Asmongold getting wind of me, getting harassed by people on the internet, giving me a chance for an interview, and finally allowing me to be seen in a positive light by a new group of people.
What happened? What happened?
Basically, that big kind of shroud that was on my shoulders was lifted. It's almost like I had a cross to bear. All right. And the cross, I was able to drop the cross.
But bearing a cross is in relation to having to deal with something that you created? So are we implying that Phil is bearing his cross because he created the monster? Or is a result of his actions?
And so,
no, he just misused it. He just wanted to sound dramatic as fuck. He just wanted to sound dramatic as fuck.
okay, now we could just move on. And that's exactly what it's been for the last month and a half. Seriously, like, we just don't have to deal with the nonsense anymore. We're good.
But we do have to deal with the nonsense. Literally, we are dealing with the nonsense. Asking for feedback, being like, oh, you guys got to tell me what to do. This was like 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Or whenever I streamed last, which was not 2 days ago. So it definitely wasn't 2 days ago. But I'll tell you now when it was. It was one of the... here it is. We need viewers back for Expedition 33. This whole thing is a massive begging segment. In a crybaby segment. In a courtroom. Not a courtroom, but a boardroom segment. I wish it was a courtroom segment.
It literally doesn't matter what people say or do or how toxic or negative they are. As it's outside of this realm of this stream and this content, so who cares? Let them continue to content farm and be miserable, because here's the truth. Those people are miserable. I want you to think about something, all right?
Yeah. We get the annual, it's not even annual, the weekly cope of everyone who doesn't like me is miserable, because that makes me feel good. Because I could not fathom those people that bully me actually being happy, because that would make me lesser than them, because I'm not happy, so they should not be happy as well.
Right?
And now we're going to go on the kindergarten level and say, well, those people, if they're going to make fun of you, that means that their parents molested them as a child, and other people made fun of them too, because that it must be like that.
Really now, matter-of-factly think about it.
Okay, let's matter-of-factly think about it, Phil.
If you want something to be clip farmed, this will be what they're going to clip farm, so get ready.
No, we're clip farming this whole thing, buddy. I can have a 6-hour stream from this one pre-stream, because this goes on for another, like, 40 minutes.
For this, okay? Every single day, I come to stream. I get to sit down and hang out with an awesome audience of
awesome audience.
people who are like-minded to me. They like video games. They like...
If they're like-minded, why can't you never agree on which game you want to play? You constantly got to ask them about stuff, and they never agree if they're like-minded.
chilling. They like hanging out. They like having a good time. I get to enjoy different games every day. Sometimes it's an RPG. Sometimes it's an FPS. Sometimes it's a fighting game. Sometimes it's a puzzle game. Sometimes it's a driving game. Sometimes it's just a chill experience. Whatever
Okay, yeah. We don't need the marketing speech. We know what a fucking video game streamer does.
it is, it's a good variety of content, so I never get bored. And I get a good audience for each kind of content that I create.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the jealousy part. The jealousy cope.
Every time that I sit in this chair, I feel refreshed and happy that I get to make content that people care about and depend on every day. People say I'm one of the most dependable content creators out there, and I'm absolutely excited for that.
Well, it's in the same way that the toilet is dependable for taking a shit in it. You know, it's like you make YouTube videos, dude, that are really bad. So it's not really a high bar to pass. Like, it really isn't.
I want people to feel like DSP
Especially if you have nothing else to do. Like, if this guy had a job and he was streaming like 6 days a week, I would fucking respect him, because that's difficult.
gaming
But no, he's got literally nothing else to do in his life than to sit there and ask for money.
is a place you can come just enjoy games at face value and have a good chill time.
Enjoy games at face value that will be gone if he does not make money. It's almost like it's financially driven.
And not have to worry about any of that drama and crap from the outside.
Except when we're talking about it.
Okay, literally, we don't let that drama and crap affect us. Instead, we're just here to chill and have a good time and actually unplug from the drama of the real world when we're here together, right? Now, it's not to say that we ignore it all. If there's gaming news or whatever, we'll cover it. And
It's such fucking cult brainwashing bullshit, dude. Because this, like, you watching this, in believing it at face value means two things. Number one, you're a casual viewer, you stumbled upon this and it's the first time you're seeing it, and this guy seems like he's kind of fucking strange, but I guess he's chill, he's all right because he's trying to be personable right now. Or number two, you are literally a DSP fan, to which point you are fucking brainwashed and there's pretty much nothing he can do outside of making fun of your favorite Pokemon game that's gonna make you leave.
Talk about it.
Because this is such fake, contradictory bullshit that's been exposed so many times to be nonsense. This is an abusive person's way of trying to get under your skin in order for you to like them.
But for the most part, we're just here to enjoy each other's company and have a great positive time. That's what I like. So I want you to think about that environment, all right? Where every day...
That environment is fictive. That environment doesn't exist on a Dark Side Phil stream. Just because he says something is fun and awesome doesn't mean that it is. This is like the tell, don't show, but you usually have to show, don't tell.
Really positive and enjoy
Okay, show me the fucking positive environment, dude. Show me the fucking positive environment.
everything that we're doing. Now I want you to think about the drama farmers, the content farmers out there. Literally every day, they have to go down into the trenches of the filth of the internet. They have to find a new person that embarrassed themselves. They have
we're talking about Kino Casino again. He's still coping. His ass is still sore.
to find a new...
Which is like, at this point, you're the bitch. You're the bitch. If you're going to have to bring him up every time and they just casually shit on you and call you a bum and move on, you're coping. You're coping.
Toxic thing that happened. Someone got arrested. Someone exposed themselves on stream. Someone's on drugs. Someone's abused.
So these people shouldn't be made fun of? This Phil thing, they shouldn't be made fun of? They should not be made fun of. If somebody is fucking toxic and crashing out or naked running around the stream, they shouldn't be made fun of. Why not? Why the fuck not?
Their kids. I want you to think about those topics. And this is their experience of what they have to do on the internet every day. They're literally in the trenches of garbage, of internet trash, the bottom of the barrel. And this is their existence every single day. Now, they present themselves as if they're above it, but in reality, those kinds of people aren't above anything. If all you do is involve yourself with garbage...
And this is the DSP, the ultimate DSP problem, and this is very revealing about himself, is that he puts so much value of your whole identity and he ties it to the internet. Like, the internet is super important for you. And what you do on the internet defines every living, waking moment of you. Which, if that was the case for DSP, like, if you flip it on him, it's really bad, isn't it? Isn't it?
Guess what you are? Garbage. Because the
DSP didn't mind hooking up with garbage. He didn't fucking mind. Matter of fact, he loved that. He loved it.
only way that you can ever get anything positive...
Yeah, he's talking about it like you're actually in the trenches and not just making fun of some dents on the internet. Making fun of iDubbbz because his wife said that he's too disgusting for her to ever have a child with him. And she's equally as disgusting. How is this not funny?
out of anyone is by making fun of other people on their worst day. If your best day of work is because someone else had a bad day, you're not doing anything meaningful whatsoever to a single person on Earth.
Why not? Why not? Why not? DSP knows best. DSP knows best because he's not doing anything meaningful either. He's being bad at Mario Kart. But then Jade watches that and Jade is like, oh, this made my whole day because I had something to do while I was just sitting around at home. And that's what makes it meaningful. Why can't it be meaningful if we make fun of iDubbbz or Phil?
And if you didn't exist, everything would still continue. I want you to think about this.
Would everything still continue if DSP didn't exist? This is so absurd. It's such an absurd, nonsensical cope. And it goes on for so long.
If tomorrow I decided I would never stream again, there would have been an entire ecosystem of people who would say, Phil's gone? I can't believe it. So I can't watch his content, I can't enjoy it, or I can't make fun of it, I can't clip farm it, I can't drama farm it. An entire ecosystem of thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not even hundreds of thousands.
Millions of thousands.
Damn, DSP is gone. Now there's a gap.
Okay, sure. Okay, DSP is gone. There's a gap.
And that sucks. It's leaving a void.
The God particle has been erased. It's over. It's leaving a void. Come on, DSP. Like, bro, as somebody whose my entire channel is dedicated to Dark Side fucking Phil, number one, you could keep this shit going on forever. This guy got 15 years of content. You can make a million gimmicks out of it, and you can go forever. And number two, you're fucking DSP, dude. Come on. You're not that big of a deal.
In content creation on this planet. If the drama farmer content creators disappeared tomorrow,
It's impossible to disappear. Just like when people say that the detractors are helping him by getting more eyes on him, it's impossible for them to disappear. It's just that's how nature works. If nature produces a person that is very easy to laugh at or very interesting to pay attention to, he will be paid attention to. It's just how it works. If it's not me and I go away, it's going to be another guy. And then it's going to be another guy. As long as people find anything he does interesting, he will have a following. And when he stops being interesting, and I'm talking particularly for him, he's going to get low views and low money, and he's going to crash out, and then he's going to become interesting again. And the cycle is going to repeat once more.
no one would give a shit because they would say, oh, well, move on to the next. Because they're all disposable.
Phil is not disposable? Is he just kind of flexing his lolcow clout?
They're all meaningless people. Because all they do is keep generating and propagating this same toxic content. They're a dime a dozen. Anyone can do it. Anyone can be good at it. Anyone can make money doing it. And honestly,
anyone can be good at it except Phil. Except Phil. Because Phil, once the initial sensationalist wave of clout wore off from Kino Casino, he was useless. He couldn't do anything. And that's why they had to do the Steve Cambion thing, because it's like, okay, at this point, this guy's fucking useless. Let's at least make fun of him. Let's trap him.
doing that is the easy way out when you have no talent. Get it? That's exactly what it is.
What's the DSP talent? What's he talented at?
If you have
Buying stuff?
absolutely nothing positive to offer the planet, you become a toxic drama farmer. And then you make crappy videos about people, degrading them, saying they did things they didn't do, restreaming them and copying their content without legal permission, sitting there and saying that they actually did and said things that never happened, but you spin it for your own purposes so you can get clickbait, and morons will throw you money.
Sometimes that does happen. That does happen. People do that sometimes, but not everybody and not all the time.
That's the worst level of content on the internet. And that is something that I am not going to be involved in anymore.
Anymore. Everything sucks the moment Darkside Phil stops doing it. But while he was doing it, it was awesome. This is the same guy that like a week ago, he was hanging out with fucking Ethan Ralph. And now he's sitting here moral fagging, trying to explain how he's better than everybody else. He was hanging out with Ethan Ralph, giving him fucking shout outs and talking about cat piss on a Christmas stream.
I want you to understand that, yes.
And then he hung out with a guy whose all of his fucking content is about not getting any pussy. And this guy gonna talk about fucking content and talent? Give me a fucking break, buddy.
There was an experiment that had to
It was an experiment.
happen. We had to go through it. We had to grow from it. And I feel like we have. I feel like we've been in the trenches of the slop. We've seen what the slop content is, and we've crawled out. We came out the other end. And there's still all these people in our tail view, our rear view, who are stuck back there, who are going to be stuck there because that's all.
But how are they stuck when they make so much money they can go on vacations for like weeks at a time? How are they stuck? I think they love being stuck. Because like looking at that and comparing it to DSP's fucking stream, like, bro, I would pick them any fucking day. Because they seem like they're having fun, or at least they're conveying that. Maybe it's fucking boring to them making fun of iDubbbz, but they try and make it entertaining. They actually put in the effort. And this guy is here 6 days a week and does absolutely fucking nothing. And is so proud of that.
They can ever do. I said it before and I say it again. Once you put the clown makeup on, you can't ever wash it off. So once you degrade yourself to be...
But you did.
That's who you are. You're the drama farmer. You're
not only did he put on the clown makeup, he became a stooge for those people. He became a footrest for those people. Shout out to DSP's new footrest that he bought. He became a doormat to those same people. They could do anything. And he just saw the dollar sign and he was like, yeah, buddy, I'm doing it. I'm going to show you my feet. Let me see what we got in my freezer. It's totally normal, non-clown makeup content.
you're the person who's a defamatory content creator, you're done. You're now stuck doing that endlessly. And you can never, ever recover. If any of them ever wanted to be a serious creator of any kind, no one would give a crap because they've already degraded themselves to be with the toxic stuff forever. So I'm so happy that I refused to do what I was told.
But you did what you were told for a long time.
I didn't ditch everything that I loved. I didn't give up and throw in the towel and say, forget games. It's time for drama. This is what's prominent and popular now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Go back on the DSP Gaming channel from that time and see what the videos were. Go back, check them out. Let's see what we can find at a very quick first glance. I'm going on the live tab on purpose. So here we have the full Kino Casino snaking saga ends. This is his own drama stream, almost 5 hours long. We got what? Keemstar, Stuttering Craig, 5 hours, 5.5 hours, Keemstar. And then that's pretty much it. And then we have June the King, which, okay, let's say it's not drama. Let's say that's not drama. Let's say it doesn't count.
Because that's the easy way out for pussies.
But he tried, though. He tried the easy way out. He tried DS politics. How many years has he said the easiest thing you can talk about is politics? How many times? And he was too much of a coward to actually even have any kind of an opinion about politics on his politics show.
You're a coward when you're a pussy and you have no talent. You give up on what you love, and instead you just do what's easy and you take the easy paycheck. I've never done that.
Never done that.
I've never taken the easy paycheck. I never took the big sponsorship deals. I never took the games for free that I could have back in the day.
Back in the day? He took a game for free like two weeks ago.
It got so much when I was a prominent YouTuber, and I said no. Because if I do that, I will change as a person. My content will not be genuine. I refuse to play that game. And so many went that route. So many went the route of the shill and the sellout. So I already forewent that path. And then last year, the path presented itself, the route of drama, the route of the content farmer. And I said, I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to march to the beat of my own drum. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to persevere. It might be hard.
What is his thing? What is his thing? Demanding responses from lolcows?
It might be a bloody battle.
A bloody battle. What is a bloody battle? Sitting on stream demanding feedback. Oh my God, we're in the trenches.
But I'm going to persevere through all of this crap, and we're going to come out better, stronger, wiser, and overall, I think people will see at the end of the day that this was all for the best. Ladies and gentlemen, today is January 1st, 2026. I'm Darkside Phil Burnett.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have another one of those scripted promos. I can tell
It's
you.
all for the best. We've done it. We are past all of it, and now we could just move forward positively with games and fun and a great community.
Okay. This is the one part I'm looking very forward to. I'm going to keep all my eyes open on this one.
As much as the people who are upset because they're stuck back there in the drama slot are with that, it's a harsh reality for them to see. You don't fuck with Darkside Phil.
What? What does that even mean?
Because you're never gonna win.
But they won? They won. The people you're completely specifically talking about won unanimously. Ultimately victorious.
I'm always going to be here. I am the rocks against which the waves crash.
Oh, come the fuck on.
Me and I might,
come on.
I might lose some hair, and I might get gray in the face, and I might get droopy fucking jowls, and I may, have weak knees, and I may have less energy, but I'm still here. It doesn't matter what you say and do. It doesn't affect me. I'm going to be here every day that I want to, for as long as I possibly want to. I'm the one who determines if I turn the stream on and off. I'm the one who determines the content I put out on that stream.
One time he said that and a detractor cut off his internet, which was very funny. So yes, all of that shit has been debunked, proven not to be true.
And I will be the one.
But I love him like this. This is probably the most epic DSP can be, is completely full of himself, ultra delusional, cutting promos like he just won at WrestleMania. It ages very badly every single time.
To determine the final day that I decide to make content, because I will always be in control, and there's absolutely nothing you can
No, these are affirmations. This is wishful thinking and a cope. The facts don't lie, and they spell disaster.
ever do about it, so sit and spin on it.
Sure, buddy. I hope you feel better now. Can we continue the rant? Can we talk about how everybody's miserable now?
All right. So,
All right, let me do some shout outs quickly so we don't forget people. Big ups. Let me see. Big ups Anonymous for the $1. Is he actually paywalling playthroughs? Each part requires $150 in support. Holy fuck, I wish I would sucker punch this guy through the monitor. What a huge shill. Well, technically, no. Technically, he's not doing that. But realistically, he is doing that. Which, in a way, it's fine. Because if you're a gaming streamer and you're playing a game and no one gives a fuck, then you should probably play a different game. But with him, things are not just simple like that. There's layers upon layers of feedback and bullshit nonsense. Because Ben reviews things for 23 months, dude. Who says, hashtag Sway 2026. Stay Sway and Yong out, buddy. Big ups. Shout outs for the Twitch follow, Mental Patience 1220. Big ups, Mr. Extravagant, for the super chat. Happy New Year's to our favorite twink. Hope we see way more in 2026. Big ups. Well, I hope so as well. Shout out Meth Bear for the 2. Says, Turks 100% would have taken you for the Sultan's harem. I would 100% not agree with that. They can't make me do what I don't want to do. Unless they send some memberships, dude. Bleh. Big up Siwamoto says, I guess Mufasa threw Scar off the cliff too. This is such a massive cope in retcon. You can see his fragile ego alter the story in his favor because the truth makes him drink every night. The cope is just like pretty much every time you can half accurately predict what the cope is going to be. And it's so interesting every time to just watch it. Watch this guy try and convince himself. Because me, I made up my own mind. Like, I made up my mind on what kind of person he is, what he does, and what I think he's going to be doing for the rest of his life. And seeing what he tries to convince himself to believe is always fascinating. It's almost like fan fiction about himself. Big ups Greedo the Green for the 5 says, he told Asmongold he was still playing mobile games. DSP has a warped sense of time. If it happened 30 seconds ago, it's in the past and don't matter. He has a very warped perception of being recorded pretty much always. And I don't know how he doesn't realize that all this stuff is just used to debunk him constantly. Maybe he just doesn't remember much. He has damaged memory. Big ups G_Tagger for the 266 who says his viewership in the last weeks has been awful. He's been getting botted a lot from what I can tell. Like a couple of hundred viewers sometimes a couple of thousand. I don't know why people would do that, why you would spend money to make this guy, who is obviously trash, look a little bit less trash. I don't know. Shout out to J-Dog, who says he will never understand that he is not owed this life. And that means another year of great entertainment. Big ups. Yeah, it's really the entitlement. Like I said, everybody wants a peaceful life and making 120 grand plus a year. Everybody wants getting 5 paychecks a month from different websites that just generate money for you. Everybody wants that. But he is at the point where he's just straight up entitled to that because of past perceived success, which is just not how this shit works. Big ups Lemonhead for the 22 months. Greedo the Green, shout out to you. You say, you will turn away from me $220 3 times before the $50 tip. The Book of Phil, 1651. Oh, that's that must be the extended cut of the Bible with all the context as to why the world works the way it does. Big ups Joe Dub says, here's a meaningful super chat from Meerkat Mob. Who? Big ups, dude. Yosef says, why do they always pick on me? I just play video games and take advantage of tards. Also, Phil, I declare war against the truth and I'm the best. Well, he doesn't declare war against the truth because he thinks the truth is the lies that he makes up. I don't know. There's definitely a blurred line between shit that he makes up and embellishes to seem more interesting and just straight up lying. I still can't figure it out. Big ups Iwamoto for the $3 tip, dude. If he stopped streaming tomorrow, we would still have our day jobs and Phil would be homeless in 2 months. He tries to pretend that he has power, but he hasn't. He's stuck. He's a growling wolf in the bottom of a well. I mean, let's be honest. If he just fucking vanishes tomorrow, people are going to feel a void of entertainment because, of course, he's here every day. Even if you just look at, like, Twitter clips that are, like, a minute long, you could get a nice laugh or two a day from just simply Twitter clips. So, of course, people are going to miss that, but ultimately, I think he would just be remembered as a relic of the past. The guy who jerked off, the guy who scammed his audience, the guy who spent money on mobile games, and all that other stuff that he doesn't want to be remembered for. Hopefully, at the end of his career, he's going to make an autobiography or maybe a documentary for himself, telling us the actual truth of the matter once and for all. But he's so desperate to get the final word, but he never will. That's kind of the thing. Even when he dies, someone is going to make a documentary about him, maybe even like a June the King documentary or something like that, and they're going to have the final word, and they're going to have the final idea of who he was when he was alive. So yeah. Big ups Chris Dorner, Respector 8884, who says, DSP sucks, man. Same thing every day. I've been watching iDubbbz and Anissa lol cows of the year 2025. No competition. iDubbbz and Anissa, extremely pathetic. Very funny. Especially if you used to like iDubbbz and you see what he's become now. He's just like a shell. And he has this look in his face, like the victim's look in his face, where he's not even like trying to cope. He knows he's cooked. He knows he's finished. He knows he's degraded himself down to like begging for subs on Twitch. And yeah, that's it. That is satisfactory enough for me to get a couple of laughs from them. DSP sucks and is the same thing every day. That's kind of what you sign up for. That's kind of the expectation that you would have when you watch DSP being made fun of on the internet. That sometimes is going to be literally the most nothing burger pre-stream, and sometimes he's going to crash out for like an hour. You never know. Big ups Glenn for the sub on YouTube, and Combaticus87 for the membership, dude. And again, Chris Dorner says, okay, never mind. He's even more mental than ever. Welcome home. Yeah, I'm telling you. Someday is going to be crazy and interesting if that's the thing that you find interesting. And if it's not, then it will never be interesting and crazy. Kind of need to have the realistic expectations, dude. Big ups Clive, which is the final shout out. And he says, big ups Meerkat, all the best for 26. Thank you, Clive. To you as well. Let's see what it's going to be. But first, we got to finish with this.
That's what I got out of 2025. Because I stayed with my own way of thinking, I stuck to my guns. We came out of it in a very positive way. And I'm very happy that we did. And now here we are. And we can now move on for the better this year. Because we've got a lot of good stuff in store this year. Trust me. We're going to talk about some of those changes right now. Some of the positive things that I have in store for all of you. But before we get there, let's go ahead and let's do some shout outs. Because there's been some contributions here that I've been ignoring when I was going through the topic. Okay?
Yeah, we're going to jump through this.
So, let's go. First of all, we've got Soul at 2 a.m. with a $2 super chat, who says, is that a Portal hoodie? Also, Happy New Year. It is. So, I'm glad that you called it out there, Soul at 2 a.m.
Okay, let me skip this and let us go to this part here of 4145. You remember how he doesn't play mobile games? If only I could pull it up again, perhaps. Hold on, let me see if I could do that. Oh, that's gonna be a good segment if it's what I think. 23, 24 first. Let's check out this one.
Ditched, right? I want you to think about this. All the mobile game nonsense, the WWE champions bullshit, all that is gone. Doesn't matter anymore. It's all dead. It's dead topics. It's in the past. It doesn't even affect me or apply to me anymore. Okay? How about all the long-running memes about DSP is an ongoing beggar. DSP is someone who's only in it for the money. DSP is all about his goals, and that's all he cares about, right? Well, guess what? There's no more goals. There aren't anymore. It's been over a month. In fact, well over a month now, and I'm not doing goals. We're not trying to hit arbitrary milestones. In fact, when it comes to DSP tries it, when it comes to monthly marathons, we don't have to qualify for them. I just do it. Just for fun.
Listen. Okay, listen to this.
Which is the account that I used to own in a mobile game. Last active 25 minutes ago. Are you retarded? I've been on camera for 25 minutes and 5 seconds. Duh. I'm not playing the mobile games anymore.
I'm not playing the mobile games anymore.
Been for a long time.
I haven't been for a long time. The mobile games. All right. Skipping to this clip. Now you're going to see why people don't trust him.
Eternally believe that I'm the same person that I used to be when I used to make all these mistakes. So the fact that you came by in the last year, you don't even know or care about the old crap, and instead you're here enjoying the positive new stuff, means I'm doing the right things. So thank you so much for that, Princess Luna. I really appreciate that. I love that feedback, and obviously thank you for the support. Happy New Year to you. The Cheesy Bear did a $5 super chat. I already know that he's a kind of a detractor, and he says, if you don't play mobile games anymore, why'd you tell Asmon a few weeks ago that you do play it and others? Because number one, I didn't say that I still play that game. I don't, and I haven't in 100 years. I don't play it anymore. All right. Do I play mobile games? Of course I do. I play just like anybody else.
And now he plays just like everybody else.
I play mobile games casually.
Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Previous clip, I'm not playing the mobile games anymore. And I was like, I never said that. You said that 20 minutes ago.
Play that game. I don't, and I haven't in 100 years. I don't play it anymore. All right. Do I play mobile games? Of course I do. I play just like anybody else. I play mobile games casually from time to time. Okay. In fact, sometimes I jump between them. Sometimes I play one for a little bit. I get bored. I move on to another. But I'm not doing what I used to do. I don't sink significant time, money, or effort into them at all. It's just a casual thing that I do every once in a while. Usually when I'm already doing something else, like a time killer or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's what I was talking about with Asmongold. But what I'm talking about literally is the person in Kick Chat saying, that account that everyone accuses you of still having was just logged in. Like, yeah, and I was on stream. I was literally sitting here talking to you on camera when you're claiming that account was logged in and active. So how was it me? Crickets. But then they'll come back in 10 minutes and say, oh, look, it's you again.
Who is that guy? Again, like I said earlier, we're just taking what some guy says in chat for face value. And I told you why it doesn't make sense.
So that's what I mean. Like, I don't need to justify. I don't need to talk about it anymore.
Why have we been talking about it for 43 minutes?
These people have gone beyond levels of any kind of rational thought. Because, again, all they want is to believe the toxic so they can keep making content and make money on it.
But why is the toxic so believable? And again, like, you could think about the anti-propaganda about DSP and like people having to make content about him constantly. Like, bro, you really couldn't fucking fake shit about him if you really wanted to, because it would instantly be discovered to be fake, because the DSP detractors are very curious people. And they are going to just for the sake of knowing if it's true or not, just out of curiosity, they're going to fact check it. So even if you try and lie about this guy to make him look worse than what he already looks like, it's going to be very hard and it's not going to be worth it.
So I'm not going to bring it up anymore. There's no point. Okay? Okay.
That is true, actually, when you think about it. Joe Dub says, Phil fakes more things about himself than any detractor has. Which, yeah, I mean, he lies about like the smallest things, man.
Let's see here. Cyber Elk with a
And then somebody hears it, right? And then you remember it. Like when he said, my bathroom is broken, right? My bathroom is broken. 2 years later, hey, Phil, did you fix your bathroom? What the fucking bullshit. I never said it was broken. And that's what makes people very excited to go and look it up and do the research and prove that he's bullshitting because he's a smug asshole like that. And people like that, you always want to see him humble, especially after a fucking segment like this, one of those huge promos that he cuts about how he's the rock that the waves clash against and he will be immortal. People just want to prove to him that he is mortal, actually, and that all this shit is not true. And that's why they fucking troll him all the time. And that's why people LARP in his chat. And that's why there's a search engine that exists about him. Matter of fact, they used to be 2. So, yeah.
€2 super chat says, here. Thank you, Cyber Elk. Good to see you and Happy New Year to you. We got a $5 super chat from Soul2.
Okay, and I think this is pretty much all I wanted to cover today. The rest of this, for the most part, is him talking about how he's going to play less video games, or not less video games, but he's going to try and complete less video games. And ultimately, you've heard that a million times. So I think that's going to be it for the stream. Pretty short, but let's keep it short and sweet, just talking about the things we kind of have to do. Big ups Splivzilla for 34 months of the membership, dude. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thanks everybody for watching. Today we have That Being Said at like what, 5 hours from now, 6 hours from now. I don't know. Go check it out. I'll see you there. Stay sway. Peace out and yong out.